Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today I have two stories from you guys from r/TrueOffMyChest and r/Infidelity, where two cheating wives found out that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Let's begin. My wife admitted that she's cheating on me. Posted by Reddit user Prudent Parnsnip.
Me and my wife have been together for 15 years, married for 5 of those. We're both migrant workers, but our work setups are a bit different. I'm usually on site while she works remotely, which means she spends a lot of time at home alone. Recently, we had this nice camping trip with some friends during a long holiday. After that, there are still a few holidays left, and she told me she wanted to visit our friend and stay overnight, so I agreed to her request. I can confirm that she actually stayed at our friend's house. After a day, she asked for another day to stay with her friend, which I also agree. But when she came back, she was acting all distant and cold towards me. I tried to cheer her up, but it didn't work. I just shrugged it off, thinking maybe she was just tired because she just got home. Later that evening, she wanted to talk to me. She told me she wants to go back to our friend. She wanted to be alone for a while, and she realized that she was more happy together with friends than with me. I asked if she wanted to be alone, why stay at your friend's house? She told me I could not understand her and she's not happy with our relationship anymore. Told me to give her alone time and space so she could think. Just to mention, when we were BF and GF, this also happened a couple of times, her wanting her own time, but always comes back after a couple of days. She's been at our friend's house now for almost a week and I could not resist it anymore, so I messaged her and told her to come back home, and I really missed her so much. I could not sleep for days now thinking of her and what I might have done wrong. I don't want to call her because I knew that it will piss her off, because she told me she wants to be alone at the moment. Then I received her reply today. She told me the day she left our house, after returning and then leaving again, she chatted with someone and the chat turned out into flirting, which she entertained, and then she realized that it was also a form of cheating, so she decided to cut it off yesterday. After that, she told me she doesn't deserve me and she doesn't know herself anymore. She wanted to get out of her boring life and she wanted to have seek thrill, then realized she was cheating. I don't know what to say or how to react, and it's driving me insane. She never communicated her feelings before, and now she just drops this bomb when she already left. I told her I don't care about her flirting and would still accept her as long as she returns home. She told me she was still thinking when she will return, or if ever she will return. I don't know what to say. I admit I might have dropped the ball on making her feel special with my busy work life, but I never thought it would come to this. I am a fool not noticing it early. I got content with our daily life and did not give enough effort to make her feel special. I am now confused what to do. 80% of me wanted her to come back, but the other 20% feels betrayed and think, if ever I accept her again, she might cheat again and it will not just be flirting with messages. I just hope I can find a remote job so I could spend more time with her if she decided to return. Any advice would greatly be appreciated. Sorry for my English as it is not my first language. Edit. First post got removed by bot, so I reposted it, seeking for advice. Update. Hello everyone, thanks for your advice, really appreciate it. The country where I came from and got married does not have a divorce system. Anyway, she sends me evidence yesterday confirming she's still staying at our friend's house. To be honest, when she told me that she cheated, it really did not sink in at the moment. What I only thought about is how to get her back. But after realization hit me, I feel betrayed, disgusted, and sorry for myself. So I messaged her that I don't want her back anymore. I told her that, you could have talked to me about what you felt, that you feel alone, and not happy anymore with our relationship, and surely I will put more effort and fix our relationship, but you never chose it. After that I never looked at her reply, deleted the messaging app so I could not read anything that might change my mind and choose her again. About me telling it to her family and friends, I am still not ready to tell it to them. I don't really know the reason why. Maybe part of me still does not want to ruin the image of the woman I loved for 15 years. I don't really know. I am mentally and emotionally exhausted at this point. But I really appreciate everyone's advice here. Thank you everyone.
Okay, so first of all, she's lying. She's feeling guilty, not remorseful. Look, OP, her being cold and saying she doesn't deserve you is her guilt coming out. She has done a lot more than just flirting. She is using the most loose form of cheating to break up with you, so that she doesn't look bad. She probably went a lot further than what she is saying. And since this isn't the first time this happened, I'm assuming she has gotten away with her multiple infidelities for way too long. Stop protecting this cheater and expose her now before she starts lying about you. And now for today's second story. My ex-fiancée demanded I give her my home and move back in with my parents because she can't get along with her mom. Posted by Reddit user Cheese Pancakes.
This will be a bit lengthy, so I apologize in advance. I just need to get it out there because I can't talk to anyone in my life about it without them turning on my ex, which I don't want. I'll put a TLDR at the bottom. Some background: my ex-fiancée and I were together for a total of 12 years and we have a 5-year-old daughter together. About 4 or 5 years ago, I bought a small home with her. She doesn't work, so I paid 100% of the bills, debts, etc. When I bought the place, I was still rebuilding my credit due to being out of work prior to that, and I had to move quickly because my previous landlord defaulted on the building I was living in, and all the tenants got notified the new owner wanted the place vacated. I ended up buying a mobile home in a pretty quiet little area. I lived in a mobile home as a kid and I hated it, still do now, but it's what I've got and I have it completely paid off. I have a degree and work a good job with decent pay, but it's tough to make ends meet on a single income these days. My ex cheated on me a few times and left me for another guy. I allowed her to continue living in the house with me for a while until she could find other living arrangements and I slept on the couch. Eventually she moved in with her mom. Now that my credit is in great shape and I'm moving to a new project at work with a very sizable pay increase, I'm looking for an actual house to buy. Unfortunately, the housing market is really tough right now and anything within my price range gets snapped up immediately, often over the asking price. The plan is and has been since she moved out, that once I find another place to live, I'm going to straight up give her this place I'm in now, sign the title over to her and everything. It's by far her cheapest option to live on her own. I've been telling her all along, she needs some form of stable income because while I will continue helping out financially, I won't be able to pay all the bills on 2 separate homes. She agreed. She and her mom do not get along well. Her mom is pretty religious and very conservative, and she isn't. I've repeatedly urged them not to discuss politics and things like that. This morning, apparently, they got into an argument about that stuff and my ex called her mom a very obscene name in front of our daughter. Then she called me and started demanding I move back in with my parents so she and my daughter can move into my house while I continue paying all the bills. In all the time we've been together, and even still, I almost never say no to her. She calls me asking for money for food, gas, clothes for our daughter, and I give it to her no questions asked. If she needs help with pretty much anything, I help her. I always made her problems my problems for our daughter's sake. My ex has some diagnosed mental health issues, diagnosed with bipolar 1 and BPD separately. She struggles with it and has a really hard time controlling herself when she gets upset. I told her I was not going to give up pretty much the only thing I had, my home, just because she can't control herself and not escalate disagreements into a screaming match. She immediately started screaming at me, swearing at me, telling me I didn't care about our daughter, and even brought up our breakup, which she blamed 100% all on me. I did not engage in the hostility and just ignored it. I told her the best I could do was give her some money to get a hotel room for the night and cool off, that I would pause house hunting and look for an apartment to rent. I told her she needed to find some way to make peace with her mom in the meantime and start looking for a way to get some stable income. She's got a hearing for her disability case for her mental health issues on the 20th, but who knows how that'll go. My house is small and not great, but it's my sanctuary. Coming home to a quiet house and relaxing after work is literally all I have that allows me to sort of recharge my batteries and distress enough to face the following day. I'm essentially a shell of a man at this point. I'm under a lot of stress between work and dealing with my ex, and my anxiety has been through the roof. I feel it spike every time my phone rings, even more when I see it's my ex calling. All I want is some peace and quiet so that I can focus on my own healing and move on with my life. I feel like I'm stuck in limbo, hiding out and hoping for a night here and there where everyone just leaves me alone. I joined some dating apps to see if I was even still capable of meeting someone new, but can't even bring myself to respond to them when they message me. I probably have too many trust issues and too much baggage with the living situation right now anyway. I'm just tired of everything turning into a crisis, and then having that crisis land squarely in my lap to fix. I work hard, bend over backwards to help out, get them everything they want or need, and I don't bother anyone. I don't even buy things for myself that I want anymore. I pay my bills and hoard the rest in case I need to send some to my ex to get our daughter some clothes or shoes or groceries. On average, I spend less than $100 a month on myself for non-essentials. I'm nowhere close to perfect, but I've had pretty much endless patience over the years, constantly criticized and put down, verbally attacked, cheated on, and ultimately dumped for a guy she just met. By the end of our relationship, I was already empty inside, so yeah, I can see how she might think I wasn't there emotionally, but I was always patient, kind, and provided for both her and my daughter. I'm absolutely in shock that she thinks I don't care about our daughter, just because I won't give in to her demands to hand her my home without anywhere to go. Even if I did want to move back in with my parents, they're smokers, and my daughter can't stay with me there on the weekends. She essentially demands that I give up what little bit I have left to salvage my own mental well-being because she can't control herself, and decides to simply not respond to touchy subjects between them. My daughter is my world, and I'm truly conflicted about this. I don't want her witnessing my ex screaming obscenities at her mother. I just feel like I have to draw the line somewhere. Maybe it's my own fault for walking on eggshells for so long and bending over backwards to give her everything she asked for. The one time I stood my ground, I'm treated like the most selfish man alive and have to listen to her screaming insults at me on the phone while I'm at work. Am I really being that selfish here? She pushed back on my offer to get her a hotel room for the night so she could get a break from her mom. But I was eventually able to calm her down for now by suggesting I'd call off my desire to be an actual homeowner, so that I can more quickly just find a place to rent and move into, provided she gets some source of steady income to pay for her utilities and groceries. I think I need to get myself into therapy. At this point, I'm tired of bending over backwards all the time, sacrificing my dignity, self-worth, and happiness, only to get treated like a monster the first time I say no. I want some peace. I've never minded helping out as much as possible and did not want to get lawyers involved because I truly wanted to help whenever it was needed, rather than giving a flat amount every month. But I feel like my own humanity is being taken for granted with demands like this. Maybe it's time to set up something official so I can stop taking calls from her 4 to 5 times a day, just send out a flat amount every month, and finally just be left alone. If you read this far, I appreciate it. I'm just worn out and empty inside. I'm even ignoring my own friends because I just want to be left alone. Thankfully, they're understanding of my situation without me giving specifics and are giving me space. I genuinely don't think my ex is a bad person, but her bipolar disorder can be very challenging to deal with. I just hope my severe anxiety and my desire to be completely alone goes away once I get into a better place. TLDR, ex-fiancé lives with her mom but doesn't get along. They had a fight this morning and she called me, demanding I move back in with my parents and let her live in my home while I continue paying all the bills. I feel it is an unreasonable request and told her no. She did not take it well.
You see, this is your problem, OP. You have no self-respect. You have no spine. You are a coward. Why do you keep insisting on helping the very cause of all your problems? Is it because of your so-called daughter? OP, she's been fucking different men left and right. That's Chad's daughter, not yours. But if you still insist on raising another man's daughter like a pathetic loser, then get a lawyer, get an approved court-ordered child support agreement, and tell your ex that the rest is all up to her. If she doesn't show that she can support the kid, then go for full custody and figure out childcare after. But quit being a punching bag and letting her walk all over you as you're a disgrace to men everywhere. If I were you, there is no way in hell that I would leave my own house so that she could move in. She has caused the problem, so let her figure it out. Or, better yet, tell her to ask her new boyfriend to help her out. Or did she got pumped and dumped already? Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.